Good afternoon, Coach Slack here once again, continuing our readings in the Synaxarion, the lives of the saints of the Orthodox Church. On this, the 14th day of May, we celebrate the memory of the holy martyr Isidore of Chios. A native of Alexandria, Saint Isidore was a lieutenant in the Roman army during the reign of Decius, so circa 250. Having gone to the island of Chios as part of the fleet commanded by a certain Numerius, he was denounced as a Christian by the centurion Julius. When brought before the admiral, he proudly declared that he was a worshipper of Jesus Christ, the one, unique, and only true God, become man for our salvation. Numerius had him stretched out on the ground, tied to 4 stakes, and beaten with a knuckled whip by his men. They then threw him into a furnace, from which he emerged unscathed. His own father was a hardened pagan, and arriving from Egypt during these proceedings, asked to undertake Isidore's subjection himself. As his arguments had no effect, a fact that had transformed nature's bond into an implacable hatred, he had his son tied behind wild horses and dragged along the ground for a great distance, after which the head of Christ's holy athlete was cut off. His body was then thrown into a ravine to be devoured by vultures, but a devout woman called Meropia managed to evade the guards' surveillance and retrieved his holy remains in order to give them worthy burial. Arrested, tortured, and thrown into prison, she received there a vision of Saint Isidore, in which he was surrounded by a radiant light and an angelic choir singing the Trisagion. He said to her, "Peace be with you. You are about to receive the crown God has reserved for you." At these words, Saint Meropia gave her soul into God's hands, and the dungeon was filled with a fragrant perfume. She was then buried beside Saint Isidore, who was soon venerated as the patron of the island of Chios, and by the entire Mediterranean basin as the protector of sailors. There's also an icon here during the readings from the Monastery of Dionisio on Mount Athos from the 17th century. Through the prayers of thy saints, Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy upon us. Amen.